I am going to take generic classes in Java in this lecture. So using these pictures you can guess what is the word. As it is a Jen and it is Eric and it is a class, so you can get a generic class and a logical guess. So what is this? What you can come across this image? So it is a brand name and it is a normal snack item. It is a branded snack item, whereas it is a normal snack item. So it can have a common class and inheriting the properties of a common class, or making use of the concept used in the common class. We can have our own classes. So that is actually called a generic class. Basic concept that can be defined with this. So Java generic programming is introduced in J2SE 5 version to deal with typesafe objects. So before generic, we can store any type of object in collection, that is non-generic. So now generics force the Java programmer to store specific type of objects. So what is generic? What are generics? So it can be a class, an interface or method that operates on a parameterized type is called generic, as in generic class or generic method. The class that can refer to any type is known as generic class, and we are using t-type parameter to create our own specific type of class, our own specific type of generic class. So what is t here? In case if I am using an array, so I can store n number of marks. I am creating an array of marks. I can store only marks. If suppose I want to store the name of the student who scored the marks, it's not possible to store the name of the student inside the array. So yes, that many data types have derived data types called structures, and even in object oriented programming class also it is there, but even there is no specific type object can be created. So that problem can be overcome in the generic class. So it can provide a type safety, a concept called type safety. It can give us a type safety, that is it can hold only one single type of object in generic. It does not allow to store other objects. See, for example, I am creating a list, array list. I am adding hello. Then I have to convert the type. I have to typecast it to get the value hello. But here, if I am mentioning list within the angular parenthesis, I am mentioning the type, and I can directly access the value for that variable without the typecasting, and that is the main advantage of generic class. So what is the syntax to use generic class? So array list. Here I have considered the array list. I am using the keyword array list. So any type of collections can be used, like hash map. So tree tables also can be used. So here this is a simple program that can create a generic class. So class gen is the user defined name. So T is the syntax to be included for a generic class. So I am creating an object and I am going for a parameterized constructor, and I am initializing the value O to object. So return, I am from the class I am returning a value using the get object function. So show type, I am just printing the status. Type of T is object dot get class of dot get name of. So where is this get class and get name? We have to define. So after defining those things, I am just calling the main class. So inside the main class, I have given a main function. So gen within the parameterized angular parenthesis, I mentioned integer which can store the value integer value. So I'm creating the function, I'm calling the, so I'm creating the object, and using the object I'm calling the function, and I'm calling the value to print the value, etc., etc. After that I am creating another data type, that is string, using the same class gen. So I am creating another object to get the string value. Here I call the object IOB for integer value. Here I have created STROB for getting the string value. So string OB dot show type of, it is going to call the function show type, and it is going to display the value string. So this is how we can use a generic class. So thank you.